The world's first allegorical production of Hamlet is being produced by the Dark Lady Players. The role of Hamlet is being played by Alexandra Cohen-Spiegler.
The Dark Lady Players are doing a new production of Hamlet in New York. It is called Hamlet's Apocalypse. What does Hamlet have to do with the apocalypse?
Well, actually, the play Hamlet, it's been shown, is a comic parody of the last day or the apocalypse in the book of Revelation. Many of the characters are actually allegories for figures in the book of Revelation. But the flip side, the reason it's a parody, is that unlike in the book of Revelation, in Hamlet itself, everything goes wrong. So everybody dies at the end, including Christ. Laertes is a Christ figure, and then Ophelia is the woman crowned with the sun. Both of them die at the end. Also, instead of there being a new heavenly city of gold, the city of Jerusalem at the end, Fortinbras comes in, and that's a play on words also. Instead of the city of gold, we have a fort in brass.
Okay, so it's because Hamlet is the son of the devil that he wears black, is that right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so Hamlet is the son of the devil and represents a triple AntiChrist?
Yes.
And that explains why his character is so unpleasant, of course. What about his mother, Gertrude?
Well, Gertrude represents the whore of Babylon.
Okay.
So part of that, obviously, is the whole adulterous affair with Claudius. The whore of Babylon was always described as being drunk on blood. And in that great finale scene, Gertrude is drinking from a cup that happens to be poisoned, and that was a common symbol of the whore of Babylon. She's also often shown seated on the beast from the land, who in turn is Claudius. So Claudius is identified as a beast covered in head to toe with blood.
Sounds very gory to me.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, what about the other characters? Take Osric, for instance. He comes at the end of the play in a very odd sort of way. Why does he have such an odd name?
Well, his name actually means the rule of God. And in the book of Revelation, there's a character who will rule the new world with a rod of iron. However, Osric in Hamlet does not have a rule of iron. He is not terrifying. He's kind of a fop or a dandy. He lays down the rules for the fight with Laertes, but his rule goes wrong. Everybody dies.
Oh, okay. Okay, so what about Ophelia? Why does she die? And why do you show her as being pregnant? I'd like to see that.
Well, it's a really great question. Ophelia actually represents the Virgin Mary. And the Virgin Mary is shown in Renaissance paintings as sitting sewing in her closet. And then a ray of light directed at her stomach is what actually impregnates her. So how this works with Hamlet is when he comes in while she's sewing in her closet, it's a parody of the Annunciation scene. One of Hamlet's identities is as the sun, and it's the light from his sun that impregnates her. So we have her pregnant in one scene, then later on when she's talking about the herbs and all of that, she's no longer pregnant. That's because the herbs that she discusses were actually believed to cause abortions. I
see. Okay. Well, it is a very black comedy, I must say. So everybody look out this summer for a radical new approach to Hamlet by the Dark Lady Players called Hamlet's Apocalypse. You will be able to get details of it when it's playing from www.darkladyplayers.com. I'd like to know how you feel about playing Hamlet.
I'm really looking forward to it. One of my idols growing up was Sarah Bernhardt, and she was famous for being one of many women who attempted the role. I was actually a French major in college, and there's this beautiful painting of her doing the Alas Poor Yorick scene, so of her talking to a skull while playing Hamlet, and I think that'll probably be a big inspirational point for me.
Well, that's great. You know, I'm sure you're going to get some very interesting reviews from it.
I hope so.